When people hear the words artificial intelligence, they often picture something futuristic and far away, an 81200 robots, self-driving cars, science fiction. But here is the truth that surprises most people. You already use AI many times a day, and you probably did so before you even finished breakfast. It is not waiting in the future, it is quietly running inside the ordinary apps on your phone right now, making countless small decisions on your behalf. In the last class, we learned that models learn from data. Today we go looking for those models in the wild and H12 in the apps you already know and love and H12. And by the end, you will not only spot AI everywhere, you will see the single, simple idea that connects all of it. Once you can see it, you can never unsee it. So let us go find the AI all around you. Here is what we will understand today. First, that AI is already everywhere in daily life. Second, recommendations and A212, the AI that suggests what to watch and buy. Third, voice and vision and A212, understanding speech and images. Fourth, spam and fraud and A212, the quiet guardians. Fifth, maps and language and A212, navigation and translation. And sixth, the common thread that ties every one of them together. Let us begin. Let us start by dissolving the biggest misconception about AI, because it changes how you see everything that follows. AI is not a distant sci-fi future. It is not something that arrives in 10 years. It is here, today, running inside the apps you already open every single day, an A212, your phone, your streaming service, your email, your maps. It has been quietly doing its work for years, and most people have simply never noticed. And that word an 8200, quietly an 8200, is the key. AI usually does not announce itself. There is no label saying NA 2020, and artificial intelligence made this choice for you, NA 2021. It just works in the background, making small decisions, what to show you, what to hide, what to suggest, what to flag. Because it is invisible and helpful, it fades into the ordinary. So the goal of this whole class is simply to make the invisible visible. Once you know what to look for, you will start noticing AI everywhere and OI2I2hum, and recognizing it is the first real step to understanding it, and eventually to building it yourself. So the takeaway, AI is not the future. It is today, working invisibly inside the apps you already use every day and making small decisions for you in H112, and this class is about learning to see it. Let us start with the AI you almost certainly met already today, and A212, the recommendation engine. You have seen the phrases NA2200 because you watched this, NA2200, A2200, NA2200, A2200, recommended for you A2200, on A2200, customers also bought in A2200. Those are not written by a person choosing things for you. They are produced by an AI model, and it shows up in video apps deciding what to autoplay next, in shopping apps arranging what you see, and in music apps building playlists that feel eerily right. Here is how it works, and notice it is exactly the lesson from last class. The model learns from data and A212, specifically your history and the history of millions of other people. It sees what you watched, liked, skipped, and bought, finds patterns, and then predicts what you are most likely to enjoy next. The more you use it, the more data it has, and the sharper its guesses become. This is enormously powerful and worth being aware of, because these recommendations shape a huge amount of what you see and do online. The videos you are offered, the products put in front of you, the music you discover, and AD2R, and AI is curating a great deal of your daily experience based on what it has learned about you. So the takeaway, recommendation engines learn your taste from your past behavior and the behavior of millions of others. Then predict what you and IDA5 want next and AT112, and they quietly shape much of what you watch, buy, and hear. Next, two of the most impressive everyday eyes, and they deal with the raw stuff of human senses, and A212 sight and sound. On the vision side, Think about how your phone unlocks by recognizing your face, how your photo app lets you search for an 8-200, 1000-200, beach in 8-200, or an 8-200, 200, dog and 8-200, and instantly finds the right pictures, and how camera effects place things accurately on your face. Every one of those is a model trained to recognize images, and 8-200 trained to PAL to look at a grid of pixels and understand what is in it. That is a genuinely hard problem, and AI solves it so smoothly you never think about it. On the voice side, think about the assistants that reek when you speak, understand what you asked, and answer an 840-12, or the dictation that turns your speech into text. That requires a model trained to recognize speech, to take a messy stream of sound and turn it into words and meaning. Again, deeply difficult, and again, something you use casually. What unites vision and voice is that both are about perception and AT, 2 and T more, to make sense of the same rich, fuzzy inputs that our eyes and ears handle. This used to be considered nearly impossible for computers, and it is one of the areas where modern AI has advanced the most dramatically. So the takeaway, recognizing faces and photos and understanding your speech are classic AI perception tasks, and 84-2 Sol, face unlock, photo search, and voice assistants are all models trained to make sense of images and sound, which you use without a second thought. Now, some AI that works so quietly and protectively that you mostly notice it only when it saves you an 84-2, the guardians against spam and fraud. Your email spam filter is a piece of AI. It has learned, from enormous numbers of examples, what junk and scam messages tend to look like, and it quietly moves them out of your inbox before you ever see them. Every day, it makes thousands of little decisions, and 8112. Keep this, hide that, and 8112, and it is right so often that you forget it is even there. Your bank and the free 9's fraud detection is the same idea, applied to money. It has learned your normal spending pattern, and when a payment appears that does not fit an 8200 NT2 HUV, a strange location, an unusual amount, an 8200 NT2 HUV, it flags it, sometimes blocking it or texting you to check. It is watching for the one transaction in thousands that does not belong. And here is the lovely thing. These two, which feel completely different, are actually the very same kind of AI underneath. Both are classifiers and 8212 models whose job is to sort each item into a category, spam or not spam, normal or suspicious. Learn the pattern of IA2, I2, I2, IA, normal, IA2, I2, I1, and anything that breaks it stands out. Once you see that shared shape, a lot of AI suddenly looks familiar. So, the takeaway, your spam filter and your bank and ES fraud alerts are the same kind of AI, and A2OS classifiers that learn what AA2 or 12 AT, normal and A2117 looks like and quietly flag whatever doesn't end A2, 2S, 2 and A2 in the background. 2 more everyday domains, and you have almost certainly used both this week and A212, getting around and being understood across languages. Think about your maps and travel apps. When they predict how long your journey will take, warn you about traffic ahead, or choose the fastest route among many, that is AI at work. It has learned from vast amounts of historical and live traffic data to predict conditions and pick the best path and 8200-fold. A prediction it updates continuously as you move. The same models estimate delivery times and match riders to drivers. Now think about language, translation apps that turn one language into another in real time, the autocomplete that finishes your sentence, the smart replies that suggest an A2 sounds good. A2 1 before you type it, an A2 all AI. These are models trained on enormous amounts of text to understand and generate human language, and they have become strikingly good. Both of these are about prediction in a rich, uncertain world, predicting your arrival time from traffic, predicting your next word from the word so far. Prediction under uncertainty is exactly what these models are built for, which is why they fit navigation and language so naturally. So the takeaway, navigation predicting your route and arrival time, and translation or autocomplete handling language are everyday AI and 8Y. Both are models predicting the most likely outcome in a messy changing world. We have now seen AI in recommendations, vision, voice, spam, fraud, maps, and language. That is a wildly varied list, and A2 So here is the beautiful part. Underneath, they are all the same recipe. It starts with your data and 8, 2, or 12, what you did before. The videos you watched, the transactions you made, the routes you took, the words you typed. This is the raw material, exactly as we learned last class. That data trains a model and 8124, usually trained on the behavior of not just you, but millions of people, so it can generalize beyond any single person. This learned model is the intelligence, the distilled patterns from all that data. And then the model makes a prediction, served right inside the app you are using, an IT5212, the next video, the flagged payment, the arrival time, the suggested word. Data goes in, a pattern is learned, a prediction comes out, all invisibly, in the moment you need it. Every single example in this class is that one recipe, wearing different clothes. So the takeaway, every AI you met today is the same recipe and A212. Learn from data, build a model, then make a prediction inside the app and A212. So once you understand that one loop, you understand what is happening behind all of them. Now that you can see the pattern, let us give you a simple test to tell, roughly, whether something is AI or just ordinary software and 8212. Because not everything clever is AI. It is likely AI if it learns from data and improves over time, and if it copes gracefully with fuzzy, varied, unpredictable input and 80 swordwall, a face at a new angle, a sentence it has never seen, a spending pattern that shifts, that ability to handle the messy and the new, and to get better with more examples is the fingerprint of a learned model. It is probably just rules if it follows fixed if, then logic that a programmer wrote and that never changes on its own. A calculator, a thermostat set to a number, a form that checks whether a field is empty and 8012. These are precise and useful, but they do not learn, and they only handle exactly the cases someone anticipated. The honest caveat is that the line can blur, and plenty of apps mix both. But this test, an 8012, does it learn from examples, and does it get better? Axe 8112 will guide you well most of the time, and it keeps you from calling every clever feature an A2121, AIAA 2121 when it is really just careful programming. Notes of the takeaway: if something learns from examples, improves over time, and handles messy buried input, E1039, it's probably AI. If E1039, fixed if, then logic that never adapts, E1039, it's just rules and E1039 to have. That simple test will usually tell them apart. Before we finish, let us answer why this matters, and A12 why bother learning to spot the AI around you at all? Because AI increasingly shapes what you see and the choices you are offered. The videos recommended, the news surfaced, the prices shown, the messages flagged, and 80-100 twofold. And AI is influencing a growing share of your daily decisions. That influence is mostly helpful, but it is real and it is largely invisible. And once you can see it, you can understand it and question it when it gets things wrong. Recommendation systems can trap you in narrow bubbles. Fraud filters sometimes block the wrong payment. Face recognition can fail for some faces more than others. When you know an AI is behind a decision, you can ask why, push back, and not simply assume the machine is always right. Now that awareness is exactly the mindset this whole course is building toward an 80 ball, not to fear AI, and not to blindly trust it, but to understand it well enough to use it wisely, and, soon, to build it responsibly yourself. Seeing it is the beginning of that. So the takeaway? AI already shapes much of what you see and decide. So noticing it lets you understand its choices and question them when they in 39, re-wrong and 8212. The goal is neither fear nor blind trust, but understanding. Let us close with a simple challenge You can start the moment this video ends and A200 Hull. Go and catch the AI in your own day. Notice every recommendation you are given and H2112, the next video queued up, the product suggested, the songs added to your mix. Each one is a model predicting your taste. Notice every time your phone hears you and responds, or unlocks by recognizing your face, or finds a photo by what is in it. Each is a perception model at work. And notice every spam message quietly caught, every arrival time predicted, every word auto-completed as you type. Each is the same. Learn from data and predict recipe, serving you invisibly. Do this for one day and AI will stop being an abstract idea and become something you can point to again and again. So the takeaway today, deliberately notice the recommendations, the voice and face recognition, the spam caught, the routes predicted, and the words auto-completed, and 8200 tool wow. It is all AI, all around you, and now you can see it. Let us gather the whole class in one breath. AI is already everywhere, and A212 quietly inside the apps you use every day. Recommendations learn your taste and predict what you and I on eyes. You'll want next. Voice and vision power, face unlock, photo search, and voice assistance. Spam filters and fraud detection are classifiers sorting normal from suspicious. Maps and language give you arrival times, routes, translation, and autocomplete. And the common thread is one recipe and 812. Learn from data, then predict inside the app. Next class and 8112. The 4 kinds of problems that AI actually solves. One idea at a time. So AI was never really in the future, and 8212. It has been all around you the whole time, quietly recommending, recognizing, filtering, predicting, and translating dozens of times a day. And behind that dazzling variety sits one simple, familiar recipe: learn from data, then predict. Spend a day noticing it, and you'll have taken a real step from being a user of AI to becoming someone who understands it and ate too hard, and soon someone who builds it. We will see you in the next class.